Let's head over now to Sylvain Charlebois, director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. You know him as the food professor. And when we have to talk about food or grocery stores in this country, we pick up our special phone and we have a direct connection to Sylvain Charlebois, and he's on the line. Hi, Sylvain.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you. It's always great to talk to you. Now, this morning, here's why we're going to talk. You know, in Toronto, by the way, at the Metro grocery store chain, they have a big strike going on, right? And they are striking grocery store workers for Metro in Toronto that say they can't afford to shop at Metro, right? So with that in mind, this week, we saw the Montreal-based Metro grocery store chain release their earnings. They've seen profits skyrocket over the last year by 26%. Now it is standing at $346 million. So those two things being juxtaposed, right? Striking workers at Metro, record profits at Metro. Where have we heard stories like that before? I would love to know, Sylvain, your reaction to these stories that are in the news sphere in the last week or so.
Yeah, it's funny because in La Presse this morning, there's no mention of the strike. Of course, the article talks about Metro's profits, how well Spercy is doing also in the province. The Moi loyalty program is also doing very well, but there are 3,700 people on strike in the Greater Toronto area. 27 stores are closed. They've been closed for almost 2 weeks now. And so with profits that were actually disclosed yesterday were pretty high. I mean, it's so same store food sales are up 9.5%, which is actually above our food inflation rate. So I would say, looking at the numbers, my guess is that striking workers aren't going to see that as good news. They're gonna it's probably going to give them energy and making sure that they actually do win this battle against Metro.
Yeah, certainly would give me motivation if I was on the picket lines, if I was seeing these profits here. Now let's get into where these profits are coming from, right? Because, you know, I go back and forth on this one because I think if you run a business, you should be allowed to have a profit margin, right? But of course, Canadians are angry about what they're paying at the grocery store, right? We're seeing some prices and they're astronomical here. So are the surge in profits, is it coming on the backs of Canadians as they just try and feed their family?
Not necessarily. I mean, Metro is doing very well. It's a well-managed organization. Profits are up. But I think there is a line, and I would say that right now, of all banners we have in Canada, I would say that Metro is the most profitable one. Now, are they using inflation as an excuse to raise prices? It's always hard to prove. As you know, the Bank of Canada, the House of Commons, Standing Committee in Agriculture, even the Competition Bureau, they've all looked at profits. They've all looked at how food companies are behaving, and none of them actually were able to find any evidence of profiteering at all. But it is something that people are paying close attention to, wondering whether or not companies are raising prices unjustifiably. And in my view, I mean, over the years, I've always believed that Canadians have actually been well served with a very affordable food basket. In fact, still today, Canada has the lowest food inflation rate amongst G7 countries, except for the United States. So we're doing better than most countries around the world. But mortgage rates have gone up. Lodging costs have gone up in Montreal and elsewhere, and that's why a lot of people are really wondering how they can actually afford food.
It's the double whammy here, food and housing. Talking about the price of food with Sylvain Charlebois from Dalhousie University in light of Metro, the grocery store, releasing their earnings and showing a surge in profits. So Sylvain, let's just talk a little bit more about Metro. So what's going right for them? I mean, if it's not on the backs of groceries, how are they bringing in these bucks? What are the other parts of this company that are doing so well profit wise?
Actually, over the last few quarters, I didn't see food as a driver for profits at Metro until this quarter. Yeah, numbers yesterday were pretty strong with food. I got to tell you, because both you and I, we've spoken about this about Loblaw and Empire Sobeys, but I got to tell you, at 9.5%, that's a really solid number. So you can't. What's the
9.5? Is the 9.5% their profit margin on the grocery store side of things? Is that what that is?
It's year-to-year growth for food sales exclusively.
Okay, gotcha.
So when you know that food inflation is at 9, and food sales are up 9.5%, you can tell that okay, so that's above.
Gotcha.
That's above our rate. So that's when alarms start. You can hear some alarms now. That's why the last few years I've never been concerned, but Metro's food sales are performing incredibly well.
So could that be, are they doing a good job sales wise? And I'll tell you this, you mentioned the Moi program right off the top. And I finally cracked, Sylvain. It was sometime in July. It was in the last month where I was at the cash and there were so many deals that you needed the points card and that kind of thing. And I finally said, okay, I'll take the card. And they gave me the card, right?
Well,
so I finally cracked.
And I know you were complaining about having multiple cards.
I know.
But, it's worth it. It's free.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I did it.
And so they're up to 2 million members now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of members, and that's a lot of loyalty given to Metro, and they're benefiting. But I would say that right now, what's really helping Metro is Super C. Super C is seeing more traffic. More people are looking for bargains. And they're actually, even Metro is actually talking about converting some Metro stores into Super C. That's how profitable that banner is.
So this is super interesting, Sylvain, right? So the growth is coming from their banner that is the value banner, the low-cost banner.
That's right. Now, So it's the same thing for Loblaw with Maxi. Maxi is doing very well. As you know, they just converted 25 stores in the province into Maxi stores. But here's the thing. Empire Sobeys, they don't have a discount banner in Quebec. Mm-hmm. They just don't. Elsewhere in Canada, they have Freshco, but not in Quebec. And that's why right now Metro and Loblaws are taking advantage of a more frugal market in the province of Quebec right now.
So would you say, and just to wrap up here, would you say, if you need to save a buck on groceries, there's actually a case to be made? You've got some great options now, more than you had before, given what you just said about Metro, about Maxi and the Super C banners?
I'd say that there's probably about 2 million Quebecers right now who actually have more options to save money than, say, a year ago. So if you pay attention, you'll look around. There's probably a discount banner that wasn't there a year ago that is now there to serve you. And I certainly would take advantage of that because right now, most people are looking to save money at the grocery store. So I certainly would pay attention in terms of what stores are out there for you.
Sylvain, as Mr. Spock would say, fascinating. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Take care.
Sylvain Charlebois is director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University.